Did you know that if you will write your case study during your design process, your story would be so much more convincing and way more interesting? The problem I find is that junior designers always write their case study at the end of the process where everything is designed and everything is final. And I say it's a problem because, first of all, you don't always remember all of the decisions that you took along the way. So you kind of forget and then you start inventing stuff. And second of all, many times you're so exhausted after the design process that you kind of come to the case study and you're like, okay, let's get this shit over with. And then you just write it fast. It doesn't make sense. A lot of times I see just explanation of what the screen is, like, this is a chat, no one cares, why did you design it like that? And when I was working on this video that you're currently watching, I almost did the same mistake. Here I am mid design process and I'm gonna take you with me. If you're new here, hi, I'm Yael. I'm a senior product designer at Chainlink Labs. I'm also a freelance designer at Concierge Drop, and I'm recent YouTuber as well. In this YouTube series called Building Your First UX Portfolio, I decided to design an app from scratch and take you along with me in the entire process. I'll link the playlist with all these videos below, so be sure to check it out and subscribe if that's something that you're into. And for those of you who missed the previous episodes, the app I'm designing is called Stamps. It's a dating app for people who, like me, work remotely and don't mind travel for love. And in this episode, we're gonna do the mid-fidelity wireframes, and if it wasn't clear enough from the intro, we're also gonna start building a really strong case study. Let's dive right in. I'm gonna grab my computer. Every time I put my microphone on my shirt, I feel that you can't really hear me well, so hopefully it's gonna be better now. When designing a product, it's really important for you to take into consideration two different users. You have the users that is new to the app, and you have the users that are used to the app, it's not their first time. And I say that because one of the biggest hurdles in any app is the onboarding. It's always tedious, the signing up, password, add a photo. It's not a fun process, and I talked about it in many of my videos. I see a lot of products doing the mistake of asking me for so much information before the app even gave me any value, before I even decide if I want to use this app, if I like it or not. So let's see how I'm planning on doing it. In the last episode with the raw wireframes, I really wanted to have all the preferences and add an authentication and also make them answer 5 questions. And now that I actually started designing the flow, I'm like, whoa, that is way too much to ask of users. So this is gonna be like a splash screen. It's just like a welcome. You can sign up however you want. I just need your age, I need your sex, and what are you looking for. And the only 2 personal things that I put here is I want you to have like one kind of like a bio, like what's the most memorable travel experience. I want it to be like a fun kind of intro. As you can see here, I want to put it in the top of the profile. We'll get to that later, but that's why I want to put it here and just upload a photo. I did think of adding like the dating preferences here, but you'll see later why I didn't add it. Again, I want to keep it as short as possible. I think now it's gonna take you like 2 to 3 minutes to do the onboarding. And once you finish, you get like the badge. After the onboarding, I want to give them something that is just theirs, kind of like a passport that every time, every milestone, for example, if you go on a date or if you had a match, you get like a stamp on your passport. Kind of like milestones, it adds like gamification for it, and I really like it. So we're done with the quick and easy onboarding, and users are still, they're excited. So the button here is start exploring. When they start exploring, this is the time for me to show them, hey, there are preferences here. You can set your age, personality type, love language, etc., etc. And this is called progressive disclosure, where users are less overwhelmed if they're exposed to complex features later. For me, this is the best time to show them. They can set their preferences. They can see that maybe the age is not right and just set the age. And if they click here, of course, it's gonna take them to the entire preferences. By the way, I stole this from Hinge. And the second thing below that is what I said. I want to introduce them with like a sentence before they see a photo. I said it in other videos, there are so many dating apps that are just photo based. I want personality. I want personality. I want people to be serious. I want people to actually find matches and not just swipe hot people like left and right. And this is also the reason why it's a must part in the onboarding. Because if you're not gonna have a short sentence about yourself, your profile won't look as good. So the prompt will be on top, but then when you scroll down, you can see the photo. But when you swipe the photo, you can see match the name to reveal the photo. And this is kind of the second progressive disclosure. I didn't want to explain the user how the app works from the top. No, now is the best time to tell them, hey, you only see one photo of a profile and only when you match them you can see more photos. And if you look closely, you can see that we have like a match with a question mark. This is basically gonna be a compatibility score. Maybe user will click it and then they will get to the flow of start answering questions to see if you're a match. And we're gonna start with easy questions, easy questions to answer also. You know, you have 2 options, maybe you have 4 options. If you agree, it's gonna be like green. If you disagree on something, it's gonna be red. And I will also ask you if that's a deal breaker for you. Like for example, if you're a morning person and he's a night person, is it a deal breaker? You can say yes, you can say no, no, and you can also skip. But eventually you will see, hey, 80% match, now is a great time to send him a message, and you can send a message. So this is the first option to progressive disclose this feature. But let's say users didn't click it or didn't even see it. Once they start scrolling, they will see compatibility score with some explanation on it, and they will see that my potential match has answered already 54 questions, and I can see if I start answering questions, I can see what we agree or disagree on. So again, I can maybe click here and go to the flow that I just showed you, or maybe I will see like a list here of all the questions. I still don't really know. As I said, mid-fidelity wireframes, I'm still playing with it. So this is the second option for me to learn more about my users and make them answer questions. But what if our users don't want to answer questions at all? I decided that after 5 no swipes, I will make a prompt that tell them, hey, looks like we don't really understand your type. Please help us understand what exactly you like. Help us learn more about yourself. And then we'll present them with questions, and I'm gonna make them answer, I don't know, 5 to 10 questions. And if they don't want to answer questions, then no more swiping for you. Come back 1 year.
Nothing for you. Come back 1 year.
Our first tab, it was compatibility. The second tab is general info. And you know what? I really thought about it a lot. I tried to make them in the same page, but I decided eventually to make the general info in a specific tab because again, I want people to really take the time to learn about other people and what exact information I will have here, you know, like basic, romantic preferences, etc. I really want users to take the time, read through it. Maybe after they read the general info, they were like, okay, maybe now I want to see if we're compatible because I like what I'm reading about this person. Let's say a user really likes this person, they want to send them a like. I don't want to have any bots, I don't want to have any catfishes. So if you want to potentially match with someone, if you click like, you will have to do the authentication process. It depends on like the technicality of how I will do it, so I didn't design it. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that this is for me the best time to do the authentication. Again, progressive disclosure. I could have done it in the onboarding, but I wouldn't really want to start authenticate myself in an app that I don't really know if I'm going to use. I want to expose users to the features in the exact perfect timing for them. Now is a perfect timing because I know that the user is already interested in a match. Imagine you see someone, you're like, wow, I want this guy. Oh, of course, I'm gonna authenticate. I'm gonna sign up. I'm gonna do whatever you tell me. I want to send this guy a message, you know? So this is the best time for it. After the authentication, I'm gonna send them a message. Yes, I don't want to just let people like someone. I want them to message someone because Hinge found that where the first message was responded to within 24 hours were 72% more likely to result in a date. I'm making people message, and the other person, like on the other side, this guy will have to, if he wants to match, he will have to send a message as well. To be honest, now that I think about it, I think the icon here should be a message and not like, but it's fine. Let's say I sent my guy a message. I'm going to the messages tabs and I can see that I sent here. I still don't know how much we match because I didn't answer any questions. And now is a good time for me to explain the users a bit how the app works. Why? Because I know that the users are enjoying themselves now. I have a potential match. I'm excited. I have, you know, like butterflies in my stomach, and now I'm like, oh, okay, so like how will it work, when I will be able to see more photos, etc, etc. So if there's a match, you'll get to see another photo. After 3 days of convo streak, you'll unlock the full profile, and if you like what you see, it's gonna be time for your first date or AR date. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, okay? I'm still not sure how they're gonna date. I'm still not sure. And a side note that I wrote myself here is me as this user now, I need to understand that my profile isn't really, like, it's not really nice. I only added one photo. I don't have any questions answered. So my profile is not really that intriguing. And as you can see, I write myself comments all along the way. And these comments are what's gonna start building your case study. Trust me, I've been designing for years. If you ask me exactly why I made the decision on a project 3 years ago, I genuinely don't remember. I know I had a good reason, but I don't really remember. And that's why always make these small notes. I'm making small notes because I also wrote, you know, the script to this video, so I know what I'm gonna talk about. But you can write even 2 paragraphs next to each important thing that you did in your design. And I think that would really level up your, first of all, your understanding on how to design and why you take these decisions. So basically, this entire video is how I will write my case study. This is how you start putting together your case study. Of course, eventually you're gonna break it into like episodes and talk about each feature individually, but this is really the way to do it. And I'm gonna take the pause myself now, and the second part of this video is gonna be posted in the next few weeks. In the next part, I wanna show you how I design the other point of view. So I just sent someone a like. I wanna see how the other side is gonna get the like, and again, how they're gonna actually go on a date, which I'm still thinking, I'm sorry. And also, I'm sorry for not posting a video in what seems to be like ages. I had so many projects to work on for Chainlink SmartCon, and I was so busy, not only busy with time, but also my brain was working so much that I couldn't design another product. And after that, I also spent a month and a half traveling in the Caribbean and in LA. I went to see Anderson .Paak, which was like, it was one of my goals and my dreams. Like, I can't believe I saw him live. I'm a fan, okay? I apologize for not being here, but this girl needed a vacation, okay? I needed a vacation. On a serious note, I cannot thank you guys enough. Like, this channel is growing way faster and way bigger than I even anticipated. It's been a year-ish. Ooh, I think it's exactly a year. Yeah, so we're celebrating 1 year. I think we're at 1,800 subscribers. Yo, listen, a lot of you guys are watching and not subscribing to this channel. So if you really want to support me and you want to make me happy and you want to help me grow, I would appreciate it so much if you could like this video, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me. I'm so glad to bring you value, and I hope you enjoy watching these videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!